So for this video, we are going to continue on with fractions, solving for x. These problems seem a little bit harder, but they're really not. The reason they might seem hard is because they have parentheses in them, so you might think you have to distribute, but you actually don't. So looking at the journey that x took on this problem, x has been multiplied by 7 and then add 12, and then all of that has been multiplied by 2/3, and that equals 78. All we're going to do for this problem is take off the layers. And so we just have to go backwards order of operations. Again, I will always start my problem with drawing a line where the equal sign is. So the last thing that happened to x really is we got multiplied by 2/3 here. So how am I going to undo multiply by 2/3? If you're thinking multiply by the reciprocal, you guessed right, because I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply this side by 3/2. And that does 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6. I already know that's going to be 1/1, so I'm going to cancel that out. And I end up having 7x plus 12 here. Now, though, I have to multiply 78 by 3/2. And I don't like doing that, so I'm going to put a 1 here. So 78 times 3. Well, let's see if we can simplify 78 at all. 2 goes into 2 one time. And 2 goes into 78 how many times? Well, 70 divided by 2 is 35, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 35 plus 4, this can actually simplify down to 39. And so now I have 39 times 3. Well, 39 is kind of like 40, so 40 times 3 would be 40 plus 40 plus 40, 120. And then we'll take 3 away from that, so that becomes 117. So this side becomes 117. Complicated math, but if you're walking it through in your head or you have a calculator, you can check my work. I'll also be plugging in my answer to check, so that should be good. So next we're going to try and eliminate this positive 12 by getting x alone. So subtract 12 from both sides. I have 7x is equal to 117 minus 12. So 7 minus 2 is 5, and then 11 minus 1 is 9. So 7x equals 95. So dividing both sides by 7, this one's going to be a little harder to do in my head. Well, I know that 7 times 10 is going to be 70, and then I have 7 times 11 will be 77. So 7 times 12 right here will be 7 times 2 is 14, 7, 84, and then if I add another 7, it doesn't seem like I have this math problem right, so maybe I'm going to have to grab a calculator. Let's check this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back and check out 39 times 3, and I do have that 117. Let's make sure that we have 78 times 3, and then divided by 2, we do have 117. 117 minus 12 is 105. So my math was wrong here. So this is 105. So hopefully you're still with me. We have 7x equals 105. Now 105 divided by 7 is 15. That's what happens sometimes when you try to do math in your head. Sometimes you need the aid of a calculator, and that's okay. So I have right here x equals 15. So I'm going to plug back in my answer and see if it works. So I have 2/3 parentheses 7, and then I'm going to put parentheses here where the 15 is going to go, plus 12 should equal 78. And I'll plug my 15 in right here, and let's go ahead and do some simplifying. So 7 times 15, just double check that on my calculator, is 105. So I'm going to bring this down 2/3, and then we'll replace this with 105 plus 12 is equal to 78. And then I have 2/3 of 105 plus 12 ends up being 117 equals 78. And then 2/3 times 117 over 1. So 2 times 117, that's 234. 3 times 1 is 3. And 78, so does 234 divided by 3 equal 78? It does. So 78 equals 78. Awesome. Thank you for watching this video on distributive property with the fraction on the outside. Hopefully this will help you with your homework.